Today we are going to do this layout, and there's quite a lot to show, so it will go a little bit longer. And hopefully, I've got my grand dogs, both of them, so hopefully they will not start barking. And this is a sketch by, it's 30 Days of Sketches by Christy's Beautiful Life. And I don't have that. I'm scrolling through to find it, which might take me a little bit. But I am several days behind. I believe this is day 19, and I love this sketch, and so I wanted to do it justice. So it took me a couple days instead of just one, and I'm going to show you a couple things that I tried with this. I did do the splatter before I got started. So this is by Michelle Van Week. I'll show you the sketch right there, and you can see the big title. I did have to change that because the title I found was perfect for the pictures that I have. So my grandson and his little friend, who gets babysat by my other daughter, they were wearing little hats. And I don't have the pictures on here. I'm just using blanks because they are borrowed children. So I wanted to use this adorable, well, this was the, and I believe this is by Nancy Van Gother. She made the title on Scrappy to Do It. I believe you can also find it if you go under Cricut and type in her name, but I'll leave all that information in the description below, and also any size of papers or anything like that, I will include that. So I wanted to use this title, and I even thought about cutting it. I just didn't want to cut it in half, so I did have to make some variations. But I stayed pretty true to the sketch, because that's the beauty of a sketch, is I want to adjust it for the pictures that I have, but I also want to kind of stay within the ideas that the creator had. So Michelle did a great job with this title. This is definitely one I'm going to use over and over again. I actually make a notebook out of these, and then when I'm all done, I go back through and use them some more, because they are great. They're great sketches. So the first thing that I did was I used shortbread as my base, which is kind of interesting. I kind of hem-hawed around. If you are using Stampin' Up! Colors, I believe this might be crumb cake. I'm not really good at, I'm looking at a color and knowing which ones I have. I'm just trying to use up my stash. But these would definitely use any colors that you have, and it's very adaptable to whatever you would like to use. So I went ahead and splattered because I wanted it to look like it was kind of dirt or soot or something. I did get my paper because I'm hanging on to my black paper like it was gold. Okay, so I gutted it, and so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that one down, and then I'm going to even show you how to, so what I did on the variations, I will show you. So I moved the title completely over, oh, it would disappear on me. I moved the title completely over to one side, and then on this side I included the pocket, but I used a cute little, it's called Thoughtful Pockets. It's by Stampin' Up! And I'll show you how I did that one. So I moved that over to this side. This was also part of the Cricut cut that was on Scrappy to Do It. And then I used just little picture frames. So let's go ahead and get started with this. This is a, as it mentioned in the catalog, this is instant, which means I need to put it down correctly the first time. So here I go. And the gloss spray I have, I used, Close to My Heart used to sell it, and I can't even remember. I will put the name of it because you might have it in your stash. And a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so I'm placing this down. At some point, my Stampin' Up! Adhesive runner is going to run out. although I've been using it since April. It hasn't run out yet, but we'll go ahead and try. So on this one, I'm going to put my construction, but I wanted to show you, so on Cricut, they do have this all cut out. This is all cut out, but it cut out all these little teeny tiny things, and there are 4 of them on this layout, and it would have had all these little teeny tiny pieces, and I did not want to do that way. So I will show you my hack. So what I did instead, because I didn't want to glue all of these down and make sure they were straight, that sounded like the opposite of fun for me. So what I did was I took my, so this is Sundance, the dark side of Sundance, and this is just black scraps. So just take your black scraps and just cut it. And so I took my little X part that's right here because it's on an angle. I'm not going to do all of this, but I did want to show you my hack. So, and you could make a whole, you could do this as your whole background, and eventually I probably will do those. And so then I'm just going to hack this off. And so you can use a ruler to make sure that it's a 1/2 inch apart, but I have all these extra ones, and this is how I did it. I know this is a crazy way to do it, but it is the easiest, and then I don't have to think, and I don't have to measure, and it doesn't have to be accurate. So and then I just set this down like that, then I put this one like that, and it's going to give me a nice even, and this is just a fun border, because especially if you have like little boys. So they were so cute. My phone is ringing and I'm going to have to ignore it. Miss Heather, I will call you in a little bit. And I'm going to put this so you can see how this will be. So if I continued on, I could do a whole strip. See how this is? And then when I'm done, I am just going to go ahead and trim this. Like this. And, okay, but I'm not done yet, because you think, oh, that doesn't look. Then I'm going to take my trimmer. Ooh. My friend Rosie laughs at me. my cutter is always like glue infested. I'm just not a very picky person. And see how this is? This is how I made this. So much easier than taking all those little teeny tiny pieces on the Cricut and doing it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down. And then now I'm ready for my big title. Okay, this is my big title. And according to, I also have this. So this is one of the mini mixins. So since Close to My Heart is no more, I am doing my mix-ins differently. I take all of my mix-ins that have black in them and I put them in one bag, and all of them that have gray and I put them in one bag, and then I just pull them out, and I find that I'm using them a lot more often. I'll show you an example. So I have every mix-in known to man. I mean, because they'd have a mix-in with every catalog, and they had a catalog every 2 months. So instead of leaving them in the packs, I have taken them all out, and these are all the blacks. So if I am working along with this one, I needed a grid that was small, because you can see how closely I followed the sketch. I wanted that grid black paper, so I just grabbed it. So if you are a former Close to My Heart person and you have a lot of mix-ins, you might consider that. I think you'll use your paper much more quickly, and that's kind of the idea, because every now and then you want it to have a little something. Okay, so according to this sketch, this line is right on the bottom. So I believe this is going to be right at a 1/2 inch, and I have trimmed this so that it goes right to the 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put that at a 1/2 inch. And this is going to be a longer video. Normally I'm thinking it's all done in 10 minutes, but this one, there's a little bit more detail to that one, and I did want to share a few more things, a few of my little hacks. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. I could get my ruler, but I don't think I really have to. So you're going to hear the dog. She, when the wind blows, Zoe, hush. So, and then I have both of my grand dogs. So one, the little one is the barkiest, the one that just started. That's Zoe, and she is the barkiest one of the two. But then Sunny will get going, and she will just keep going and going. Okay, so this is, and of course they have to, and there literally will be no one outside. The wind will blow. I guess it's because they have nothing else to do better with their time. Okay, this layout calls for 3. Well, in theirs they have like 4, but I'm going to have 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So, and like I said, they found these little hats, and for a while, I tried for days to get them, because the hats were so cute, and they look so cute in them, but they would not wear them. So then once the one put one on, then of course the other one would go for it, and he would put it on too. So I had some cute pictures of them and their little, they look like Bob the Builder. And by the way, there's not a lot, but I looked for some Bob the Builder things, but after I found this particular title, I was in love with it. So, Christy's Beautiful Life will be ending, and you'll think, what are you going to do with all your time? I'm going to, this one, see, I'm going to adjust this a little bit, and this adhesive is not real happy when I do that, but it's just going to have to get over itself. I'm going to line that up on 1 inch. I like that a whole lot better. And then, if you're a Stampin' Up! Person and you have their tool set, that would be really cute. You could put like little clusters of tools. I don't have those, unfortunately. It's because you just can't, I'm starting off, and you just can't have everything. So this is going to be 1/2 inch down, and I did add, so this says under construction, and it reminded me of when my kids were little. There was, of course, we had albums, and of course I've lost my letters, but you're going to have to use your imagination. But this is going to say kids. And there was a Bill Gaither. I don't know if any of you know who Bill Gaither is, but he was a songwriter, and they had kids albums, and the song was Kids Under Construction. And I like that. I like the whole idea of us being and looking at our children and thinking, yeah, they might do some goofy things, but they're just under construction. So I don't know if any of you guys remember that song. I can't remember. I can't believe I've lost in the finals. You'll be able. So what I do is I always take still shots, and that is what is on the thumbnail. So that I promise there's an I, and it says kids, and we're going to put it like that. And yeah, remember that even those of us we're adults, we may not be exactly what you want us to be, but just be patient with us. God's not finished with us yet. So even when we're 64. Okay, so that is that side, and it's pretty true. So that's kind of the middle part. And then I wanted to make sure, so this is another fun part I'm going to show you. I sure hope I can find that I am so good at losing things. I always have to lose something, right? Okay, So on this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and line things up. So now that 30 days of sketches is over, I will go back to my more normal routine of just having a video. I'll have videos twice a week. Thursday I will like to dedicate that to using up my close to my heart stash. For those of you who have a close to my heart stash, I know there's some out there. So it'll be Throwback Thursday. So those I will be going back, and I do plan on finishing all these sketches, but I just won't be doing a video every day. I'm going to give myself a break. And in fact, you won't see me for a little bit because I'm going to go on my vacation. I'm going to make memories instead of just scrapbooking them. Okay, so this one we're going to start with the inch on the bottom. I know some people scrap from the bottom to the top. Do you do from the bottom to the top, or do you do from the top to the bottom? I don't know if there's an advantage of doing one way or the other, but we'll see. So this is a 1/2 inch, and it's repetitive, and then this is going to go on to the side, and this is I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Don't be like me. This is 6 inches by, I think 10. And it goes right to the edge. I should have made it 6 by 10, 6 by, actually 10 and a half. That was my mistake. The nice thing about this is there's going to be pictures on it, so, and even if it did show a little, I'm not going to lose sleep over it because it just, I only had one piece of paper because I got it out of my mixed bag of mix-ins. So, yeah. So, yeah. I'll put that up there. And then my other strip, did I lose that one too? No. It's going to go. I cannot believe I lost that eye. I was doing so well. So this one also needs to be trimmed. So I'm going to do a no-no and just hack it off. All right. So the next thing, all right, so now I'm going to go ahead. I don't normally do a full on. You guys are seeing the whole 9 yards. Okay, so I'm going to put that here and see how I had to piece this, but you will never know because I will put it up. So these are these pictures. They go a little bit on the yellow because they are by the time I add the border. And I added a little bit of this red when I tried a bunch of other colors. I tend to be super monochromatic, and I just had yellows and oranges, and I thought, well, a little splash of, like a stop sign red. It's actually candy apple red. So this is shortbread. This is Sundance black, and this is the light side of tangerine, which is a retired close to my heart paper. And then this is my little die cut. I might, now that I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it needs either that or black. I might put black. What do you think? I think black is the winner, just to give it a little. It needs to have something stopping it from going on, if that makes sense. Because I did have to change. I really liked everything about that, but I just could not get the title to change the way I wanted it to make if I split the title. So this was definitely a layout that I had been wanting to use the pictures. And so a lot of times, I know a lot of people say they have such a problem with titles. I have a problem with clusters. I can always think of titles. It's because I consider myself to be fairly punny. Oops, I'm sorry, you guys cannot see what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and have this, since I'm done with that page. I'll put that right there. So the next thing I want to show you is these really cool pockets. So they had, in the original picture, they had this pocket, but then I had just purchased, I am a Stampin' Up! Distributor, I guess demonstrator is what they call them. And so I had purchased this set, and it's called Pockets of Thoughts dies, and there's 3 of them, and they're $31. I like them. They're very different. So I'll show you the die cuts. So these are the die cuts. I don't have a huge, well, I'll actually even show you on here. So these dies are big. They're like 6 by 4.5. So this is what the die cuts look like. And this is the pocket it makes. I was just kind of monkeying around with it. And it folds so flat. Look how it has mitered corners. And you don't struggle with folding them down at all. The crease lines are fantastic. This is the medium-sized one, and I made 2 of those. That's what this one looks like, and it's about 3.5 inches, and this is what it makes. And then the small one, I didn't cut this one out because I didn't have anything to cut it out for. So anyway, I will put the information down on that. They are having a sale next month where if you spend $50, then they're going to give you a $5. Next time you, if you buy in August, you get that $5 coupon code. So I'm going to put this down by 7, and I'm going to have a little red tag. Isn't that so cute? And I'm going to put them right together. I really needed a pocket that was a little bit wider, and I'm trying to decide, leave it in comments. I think it needs 2 in each, don't you? Let me know, and I'll just cut out 2 more. This one is, if you have the buildable top tags, this is from Close to My Heart, but any tag would work. If you don't have a tag, you could simply just make a square and then angle yours, and it would be on there. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on here, and then I'm going to show you how I did the top of my tags, and then I'm going to be done. I will, when you look at this video on YouTube, it will have all the dimensions, what I used. It will have my website. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'll leave you my information. If you are in Idaho, we do have local things, so I'll put that in there. And anyway, I wish you could see the cute pictures I have, but that would be, it's a privacy issue. So anyway, so I hope you will like and subscribe to this channel. If you, I also have a business Facebook page. That's Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho if you want to stop by. I have lost my eye, but I'll find it, or I'll cut myself out one again before I do the final picture. But I love the layout, so thank you very much to Michelle for making it. And it is definitely one that I will use again. And you could even put more pictures in here if you want. So anyway, that is my layout for today. I hope you have a great day, and I should be able to finish maybe one more. I'm going to try to squeeze one more in. This is day number 19. I'm trying to get up to 20, so I'm only 10 days behind. But anyway, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.